Alright, so this morning's video is part of my overall review of my PSA Dagger. I might post this as a standalone, we'll see. But this morning what we're doing is we're going to be shooting suppressed. We worked up some loads, 147 grain hollow points. We got a starting load, we got a mid load, and we got a top load. There's roughly 0.3 grains between each. So we'll be going there. We're going to be shooting the Omega 36M in the short version on my Dagger. So what we're going to do is we're going to be chronoing these rounds as well. And it's a very small sample size. We're going to be doing 5 of each. So what we're going to do is we're going to shoot the first 2 unsuppressed, check our velocities, make sure the gun is cycling properly, and then also check our holes and make sure that we're not yawing, the bullets are flying straight, and we got perfectly good holes because we don't want a baffle strike. So that'll be the first 2 shots, and then we'll go suppressed. We'll shoot the next 3 shots. We'll get a difference in velocity between each suppressed and unsuppressed, and then we're going to do each, like I said, we're going to start out at a starting load, mid-range, and top for that bullet. This is HS6. We're starting here at 4.4, 4.7, 4.9. Don't use my data. Work up your own data, and we're going to see what we'll see how it comes out. And like I said, this might be a standalone video, but it also I may post this as a standalone, so we'll see how it goes. All right. Okay, so 147 grain subsonics. These are 4.4 grain bottom. We're going to shoot 2 unsuppressed and then check our hole. Here we go. There's 1. 875. 887. Let's check our hole. All right, let's check the holes real quick. We got a good carbon ring. Actually, it's that one and that one. So we got good carbon rings on them. Don't look too bad. All right, so let me get set up. We'll suppress up and see how it goes. Here we go. We are suppressed. Short version Omega 336 and Omega 36M, and we are going to see if we cycle and how we do. Here we go. 3 shots. 1, 2, 3. Well, I gotta tell you, that was pretty nice. Let's take a look down range. Let's hit save. And all right, let's take a look at those holes. Good carbon ring, good carbon ring. And I believe it was this one. So it was this one, and this one. First 2 of these 2. But we got a good solid carbon ring, very nice. They seem very quiet, very quiet. All right, we're going to move up. Okay, right now we are doing 0.3 grains higher, 4.7 grains, 147 grain hollow points. No suppressor first, and it's important to note that I am not going for accuracy here. I'm intentionally aiming for clear spots on my target so that I can check the ring and make sure that we're not yawing and we don't have anything like that. Okay, so let me just get the chrono on. All right, first two unsuppressed, 4.7 grains. And let's find a clear spot. Try bottom left, and here we go. And we did. We went up. We're 940 there from 875, 880. We just went up to 940. Let's see what the other one was. We got an error on the first one. All right, we got an error on the first one, but 940 on the second. So let's check our bullet holes. So we shot down here, looks good, and we shot over here, it looks good. They all look good. I should be covering them as we go, but definitely that one and one of these three, but they all look pretty good. Not sure why we got an error on the first one. Okay, we're going to load up the next three and shoot them suppressed and see how they go. Let's see how we do. Not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. And we are in the 980s right there. So let's see what we registered. All right, 970, 980, 980 feet per second on those three. Those I aimed a little bit closer together because I felt like I was spreading them out and I really wanted to see. So we were here, here, and here on those three. Good carbon rings around. We don't have any issues. So we were in these three right there. So that looks really well. All right. Unsuppressed, 147 grains. Let's pick a good spot. We're just gonna go right down the middle there. Okay. We got our spot. We're recording. 2 shots, unsuppressed. We'll go right down the middle. Again, 980, 970. All right, let's check our holes. Okay, we kind of stayed at the same there around the 980 mark. And we shot these two right there. So, and they actually look real good, so we'll go suppressed. I wasn't expecting a lot more from the 4.9, from 4.7 to 4.9, because at a certain level now you're just not burning the powder anymore. So staying right there, we should stay at 4.7, but we'll actually that was 959. I thought it was 969. We actually lost a little on one, so we'll have to see on the following three. But we're going to suppress up, and then we'll shoot the last three. Stand by. Okay, final three, suppressed. Again, 147 grain, jacketed hollow points, 4.9 grains of HS6. Let's shoot the final three and see what we get. I'm leaning back like a goofball because I'm trying to get centered on the chronograph. Well, I'll take my ears off. I need to know what it sounds like. Got an error. We're going to shoot straight down the middle to avoid errors. Again, 959, 962, and we lock back, 967, I'm sorry. Pretty happy with the suppression of it. So in those, because I get an error if I try to go down the side of the... Okay, we are back in the war room after our little test. I'm not sure what happened to that last video. Just stopped on me. I'm not sure why, but at least we got the good stuff. But in the end, you know, after I looked at it, all the holes look good, accuracy looked good. Alright, so let's go back. We'll take a look at some of the data that we got this morning. I want to do that. Let's take a look at this. Let's show more. Okay, there we go. Alright, so like I said, we did 3 different rounds. The first one was 4.4 grains of the HS6, and we had an average feet per second of 895, and we had a standard deviation of about 27. So that's a little high, probably higher than it would be if I was really making a batch of ammo for defense, and not just my first 5 tests. I just banged these out on the tabletop scale really fast this morning before I went in. But it's going to give us a good baseline because I did them all the same. So we'll see where we go. So we came in at 895 and we had a deviation of 27. I forgot to take my ears off when I shot this first group. And I really didn't want to do that because I wanted to have a good comparison about sound from one to the other. But even with my ears on, I felt like this first group was the quietest, and in feel it was definitely a lot softer to shoot than the other 2. I mean, they were all pretty soft, but I did notice a difference for this one. It was, if I could say, I would say it was definitely quiet, and it definitely shot a lot softer. No problem cycling. Everything cycled fine. All right, so then we did 4.7 grains. We had an error. Trying to shoot it and check the different holes. The chronograph's a little finicky if you don't shoot right down the middle. So a couple of these I shot too low, I think, on a bad angle through the chronograph, or at least one of them. I got an error on the first shot. But moving up 0.3 grains, we picked up, we went to 966, and our deviation dropped to 18.42. So we did get better. We picked up about 75 feet per second going up there. They shot very well. They shot very accurate. I was very happy with them. And seemed pretty good. So, and then we went to 4.9. I was going to go to 5, but I remembered at the end there that I actually decided to only go to 4.9. Again, we had an error as I was bouncing around. Our average with these was the same, 966.75 feet per second. Our standard deviation dropped to 14.52, which tells me that we didn't pick up any velocity, but we did get more efficient. And our deviation dropped down to 14, which is pretty good for not really putting the effort in that I normally would when I'm making the ammo. So I think the 4.9 is probably the most efficient. Like I said, the 4.4s seem very quiet, very soft. I did feel a jump between these 2, but I didn't really notice that much of a jump in sound because I had my ears off for those 2. But I think the 4.9s are pretty efficient. I'm going to make up some more of all 3 again. and continue. Another thing I wanted to note was I did shoot some 124 grains through this at about 1,100 feet per second. I shot a lot of them through there. And I can tell you after even 5, 6, 10 shots, the gun was a lot dirtier. The glass was dirty from the blowback gases. It was a lot dirtier inside. My hands were dirty. I just came inside. I didn't even wash up. My hands are pretty clean. Before shooting those 124 grains hot, I got a lot of gases back. My hands were dirty. The gun was a lot dirtier. These 147s definitely shoot a lot cleaner. So I'm happy about that. I wasn't able to compare these three, which one's more clean, but I would think the 4.9 is probably going to be cleaner based on this, but we'll see. So I'm pretty happy with it. I think we're probably going to fall in that 4.9. I want to stay right around there. 970 is really good for those hollow points. And the suppressor formed fine. It's not that dirty. And that's about it. But I did want to show, I've been messing with the Kydex. I made this inside the waistband here, appendix carry. Came out very nice, I think. It's extremely comfortable, easy to draw. You saw my last video. Then I was just kind of testing this out. Still need some work doing that, but I'm pretty happy with it. So what also I did was just using, you see we're empty, I'm just going to close this up. You know, when you're shooting suppressed, it's very difficult to, you know, you're always trying to put the gun down. So I wanted to make a holster for this gun with the suppressor. So kind of made a prototype, and I think it came out pretty good. So here it is. Pretty nice. I got these stupid little wings on here. I don't know if I'm going to need them or I'm going to sand them off, make them a little smaller. But it does help guide the gun down. Pretty happy with it. It's pretty, you just pop it right in there like that. And as you can see, it snaps right in there. The retention is amazing. I'm pretty happy with the way it came out. One thing I would do when I redo it, you notice I didn't cover the mag release. And I should have. I did it on this one. I should have came up more to cover that. I'm left-handed, so my trigger finger runs right down along there. And in the heat of the moment, I could pop that mag release. But this holster isn't so much for carrying every day. This is just for out on the range, a safe place to put it. The other thing I need to do is trim this back because my finger doesn't fit in there. It actually cuts my finger if I use it a lot. You can see that. Got cut right in there. So I'm going to trim this back, and if I do make another one, I'm going to cover the mag release. But it's very good. The retention is great. When it's on your hip, it comes out a lot easier than it does right here. But you can see, I mean, that retention is nice. Just safe. When I'm done shooting, I can holster it while I'm out on the range. Much safer that way. So, pretty happy with that. Came out nice. So, like I said, I hope you liked this video. And I'm going to be doing a full review on the Dagger, the sight, everything very soon. I really just wanted to get it run through all the paces. So if you're interested in seeing that, make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, it helps me out, and I hope you like the video. Thanks for coming by.